Jim Rohn once said, it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. Here I share 30 ideas that helped me to retire early from being an actuary and a property investor. The first one I'd like to share with you is to be intentional. Have a plan. Say to yourself, I'm going to retire in 10, 15, 20 years, and then work backwards. So to be intentional into having that goal and having the mindset that you can do it and it is possible. The second one is something I learned quite late, which is to track your net wealth. So your total assets less your liabilities is your total wealth. And that way it focuses your mind and you're more intentional in getting to that number, to that total number where you want to retire to, the total amount you want to retire to. So net worth, track that monthly, quarterly, annually. And then going back to basic is to track your expenses. You don't necessarily need a rigid budget where every penny you track. I think personally the 6-jar system, where you have 6 accounts allocating to 6 different slots or 6 different accounts. The first one is for your needs and necessities. Then you've got one for your short-term savings for your holidays and car or house. Your long-term savings for your retirement, what I call the freedom number, a number that would help you to have more freedom of choice of location. And then you've got another jar for your personal development, one for gifting, and the 6th one is your play jar, your guilt-free jar, where you don't, that money's for you to spend how you like. This 6-jar system is brilliant because it really caters with 6 different, all our different personalities: the spenders, the savers, the people who don't care about money or thinks money doesn't exist, and it really automates your paycheck so that you've got everything allocated and you can just automate it and forget about it and focus on creating more income. So that's the 3rd one. The 4th one is compounding, understanding the benefit or the wonders of compounding. So you put in, say, £100 into an account. After 1 year, 10% is growing by 10%. And the 2nd year, that 10%, if you get 10% again, that grows again by another 10%, not for the initial amount you put in, but also the interest you had from the previous year. And it compounds and compounds. And that's just amazing. I'll leave a link in the comments and just play around with that tool. And that was like mind blowing to see how by investing, just starting, it spirals into amazing amounts. So you can gamify that and just playing around with it, and it was really good motivation to start saving and investing. So the other thing is to increase your savings rate, and the only way to do that is to decrease your expenses and increase your income. There's so much you can do to decrease your expenses, but once you've done that, the only way really is to increase your income and save more. And the higher the saving rates, the more you can invest, the quicker you can get to your financial independence number. The other thing is to enjoy the journey, because life's too short. I lost my sister at a very young age. She was only 51, and you've got to, whilst you're creating this wealth and trying to get to your financial freedom number, that life is short and enjoy it along the way. But these are little tips and tricks you can do to focus your mind and be more intentional and get into that position. It creates several streams of income. That's so amazing. It's just another way of increasing your income levels. You're not focused on one job, because that can go any time. In my career, even though I was an actuary, I lost my jobs several times over the last period of my working life. So what saved me was my property, rental income, and having a pension. So always have several streams of income and use the excess income to invest. Be part of a group where you work together to be a small group of people who have got the same common goals, and that has synergy, and you just grow together and exchange ideas. So because you're the average of 5 people around you, and so if everyone's going in the same direction, it just really helps with that momentum to get to your end goal. So yeah, having that common group goals really makes a difference for me. From my example, because I worked with the actuaries. We would have lunch together and we always talk about financial stuff. And I can remember in my life there was two people who said two different things to me that got me going about being financially free sooner than later. And one guy said he's going to pay extra amounts into his pension. They're called AVCs, additional voluntary contributions, and he's going to retire at 40. His target time is 40. And I thought, that's amazing. I didn't even think about that because I thought, yeah, everyone retired at 60 or 65. But having that seized in my mind made me realise I can actually do that myself. And another girl said to me that she's going to finish pay off her mortgage by age 40. Again, I just thought everyone had a mortgage for 25 years. You know, what's this, paying off your mortgage early? And again, because that idea was put to my mind, when we realised you can actually pay off your mortgage sooner than later. So again, having been with a group of people you want to bring you up, that's really important as well. And to combine forces with other people, you've got your sisters, your siblings, your brothers, your cousins, and your good friends. Why don't you combine some money together, buy an asset like a property, and then what that could be growing in the background whilst you guys focus on increasing your income. So, getting together with different people, just combine your income, would help you to move forward quicker. When you look at investments, look at the total return. Don't just focus on one thing, like income or capital. So, for instance, your property investment, if you invest in an area where it's cheaper because it's a lower entry point, the total return, capital appreciation, may not be as much if you said invest in a higher growth area like London. So I invested in London area, and my net income wasn't that high, but the capital appreciation was amazing, so that made a difference. So you look at the total return in either property or stock market investment, not just one element, income or capital. Total return is so key. Manage risk. Don't chase get rich scheme, because sometimes that come back to work against you. So manage risk. There's always risk and return. You may then lose all your capital. So manage risk and return, risk of that equation. I'm going to quote Warren Buffett's rule 1 and 2, which is always safeguard your money. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, follow rule number 1. So, focus on always keeping your hard-earned capital, so you have to protect it really well, and always do your own due diligence. Don't rely on someone's tip at the school gate, and focus on doing your own. Teach yourself how to analyse different deals. Yeah, this came quite late in my wealth creation period, and that is it's not always the spreadsheet, there's also the psychological side, and this is teased out a lot in the book by Morgan Housel, The Psychology of Money. For instance, a good example is about whether to pay off your mortgage or whether to invest. So pay off your mortgage doesn't make money sense in the spreadsheet sense, but does in your mind, because you've got your security that your house is fully paid for and you've got peace of mind. So it's trying to weigh up the psychological side of money, and spreadsheets are not always right. Joint ventures, be careful who you joint venture with, who you go into partnership with. Make sure they've got the same beliefs and values as you, because that can, again, bring your hard-earned capital to zero if you're going to business with somebody who hasn't got the same values as you. Make use of tax-efficient vehicles like ISAs and pensions. ISAs are individual savings accounts, very tax-efficient. Once you put money into an ISA, it grows tax-free, the capital and income, and at the end you can pull it out tax-free. And also the pension's a very tax-efficient way, so maximise on that. Don't opt out your employee's pension scheme, be opted in. If they're doing match contribution, take advantage of that. One of my employers gave me 14% match contribution, which I took advantage of. Pensions and ISAs, to make use of your tax-efficient vehicles, and that was a good tax-efficient way to build your wealth. Take advantage of mentorship. People choose your mentor wisely. Make sure they've done and they've got a track record of doing what you want to do. And also, there's also unpaid, like things like books and YouTube videos. So just always find ways to increase your knowledge base, and so you shouldn't let that hinder you to move you forward. Play the slow game. Sometimes that is slow and steady wins the race. Don't always chase the shiny penny syndrome and get rich quick schemes. Do your own due diligence, and sometimes you may have to go slow to go fast. So that's something I learned as well, because at the beginning of my career I bought a few individual shares. If I put money into a passive low fee tracker, that would have been better than buying individual shares. One company went to zero, I lost all my money on that investment, which then put me off investing in the stock market because of that bad experience. But yeah, if only, you know, I'd done my own learning and experience, increased my knowledge base, I'd have been a better investor in the stock market initially in my 20s. Have the right money mindset. Sometimes we have a money blueprint ingrained into our subconscious mind at a very young age, like age 7 for instance, and that could be limiting. So work out whether it's limiting or serving you or not serving you. You know, when we were younger we heard that money doesn't grow on a tree, money is the root of all evils. But does that really serve you? Because if you create enough wealth, then you are in a position to help other people. So yeah, it's to make sure what you believe in money doesn't limit you. It's going to help you to create your wealth. I hope you find these tips or experiences useful. Comment below what you thought was good. I'll also make a video on how you can go from zero to your retirement fund in a sort of mathematical way, mathematical formula. Again, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.